Hi, this is Dr. Linda Horton, and this is the Helpful Homeschooler. Today, I'm going to continue in the series of talking about course names. And a lot of times when your child is in high school, and it's easy to say, you're taking math. What do you call the math courses? Now, we have Algebra 1, Algebra 2, there's trigonometry, there's calculus, I put it in there, etc. Calculus. There are some children who are brilliant in math, and those kids are going to do Algebra 1, Algebra 2, trigonometry, calculus. They're going to go the spectrum, and that is a great thing. I have geometry down here. I've said it before how much I love Saxon math. One of the reasons is you do Saxon math, you skip a whole year of geometry. And as a former geometry mom, that was the worst year of my life. Geometry was horrible. We had to do it with our older one because he didn't have Saxon. The rest of them, I did Saxon math and I never had to do a geometry course again. It wasn't my favorite. But let's say, the reason I'm doing this is, let's say your child is, I don't want to say they don't like math, but they are not going to go to a four-year college where they have to know algebra and they have to have all this. Now, I want to say this. If your child is going to a four-year college, it behooves you to make sure they are algebra literate. I have seen too many people in these even last years that are grown adults that were homeschooled that are now trying to get a degree, a four-year degree, and cannot do the basic college algebra. If your child is going to go, I don't care if you have to get them a tutor now, if you have to dual enroll them, if you have to put them, whatever you have to do it. If they want to go to a four-year college, make sure they are really up on their math and they're solid. That's what we're here for, to make it a solid transfer, all right? But let's say they're not. Let's say you have a son and or daughter who they don't see it right now. They don't see it happening, and they're going to go a different course. Let's say, I'll use our son as an example. He always knew he wanted to play music. He was going to be a music minister. He did not have high school aspirations of college. He had high school aspirations of playing music. He would hide music sheets in his schoolwork, and I would have to find them and move them. This child was not going to go to a four-year college and just love on math. So there came a time when I had to say, how do I do 4 years of math with a child that does not want to go to college and doesn't like math? So I'm going to give you some suggestions. Again, I don't know everything. You might have a better one. Please, if you do, let me know. But for right now, this is what I have. After the algebra, the geometry, the trigonometry, all that stuff, general math. General math just means exactly what it sounds like. It's general mathematics. They know how to add, they know how to subtract, they know how to do percentages, they know how to do every function there is, but they're not going into algebra. There's also consumer math, which is closely akin to business math, but when you have a child that is not going to go this area, give them general math, give them consumer math, give them business math. I have a tendency to want to think outside the box. I don't know why we can't do a life math, sincerely and truly. We're going to graduate them. They need to be really counseled on what math is in the real world. How many children, I'd love for you to do a little study. How many children don't know how to do a check? And I know, but Dr. Linda, we don't do checks anymore. What if your child has to? What if they have to do a check as they get older? They're doing something. I remember working in the accounting department for a school board, and I had to write this check out. It was for a vendor for like $230,000. It's a good thing I knew how to write a check because we did it physically at that time. And even though you think, well, they're not going to need to know, wouldn't it be nice for them to know? how to do the things that we take for granted, even, let's say, my age. I want my grandchildren to know how to do it just so they have the knowledge. Let's say, okay, they don't think they need to know how to do a check. What do they know about interest rate? What do they know about borrowing money? What do they know about how finances work in a personal life? How to budget? Well, I think about it, you can do a class on budgeting. Perfect class to do, high schoolers. When we're talking, these are all for high schoolers. You are preparing your child to be independent of you. To make them independent, they have got to have the most current and best information out there. Let them get it from you. This is so essential. Budgeting, I think, is a great class. At checkbook balancing, oh my gosh. I have seen adults, when I say, you know, they come to me and my husband's really good at budgeting and this is what he does, finances are his gift. And they come to him and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm overdrawn and I can't make my payments. And he sits down with them and they don't even keep a checkbook. They don't keep a balance sheet anywhere. This is not real life. Real life, there's accountability and responsibility. Think about it. Sit down and talk as a family. Talk to your high schooler. See what their plans are and plan accordingly. Because remember, homeschooling is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we run it as a family. So go out and enjoy the adventure. Goodbye.